Let's see if that sounds a little, no, it does not. So we'll go ahead and get started this evening. My name is Michael Schenkel. I'm the chair of ANC 2C. I'd like to welcome you to our February 10th community meeting. We currently have 3 of 4 commissioners present. I do not believe that I have my 4th commissioner online right now. But I would like the commissioners to introduce themselves, and I'll start over here to the far right.
My name is Jim Swart. I'm the commissioner for ANC 2C04 with a portion of Chinatown, City Center, and some of downtown DC.
I'm Nancy Groth. I'm commissioner for 2C02, which I call SOMA, south of Mass Ave. So I'm Thomas Circle, Scott Circle, and traditional downtown K Street.
And again, my name is Michael Schenkel. I am the commissioner for 2C01, which is Chinatown, Penn Quarter, Gallery Place coverage area. So we do have 3 of 4 commissioners present this evening. So we do have quorum. So we will move forward with the approval of the agenda. I will quickly display the agenda for folks here.
I have a couple of additions and one tabling for the agenda.
Absolutely.
And when you're ready for that.
I'm trying to make it a little wider here for folks. Okay. The agenda this evening, we have some administrative items to take care of at the beginning of tonight's meeting. We will have a presentation from the DC Office of Planning about the Chinatown architectural design and updating of the Chinatown design guide study from 2007. We will hear from our community partners about activities around the city. We also have 2 APCA licenses on the agenda this evening. And under public transportation, both of these items have they have asked to delay reporting of these items until our March meeting. So both of these are delayed. And finally, we have a planning, zoning, environment, and historic presentation. Preservation presentation regarding 503 517 H Street Northwest. Commissioner Groth has reported to me that she would like to add to the agenda Purple Stride. This will be the 16th. This will be under local events that impact the community. This will be the 16th annual Purple Stride, which benefits pancreatic cancer, and it would be held on April 25th. And this will be added to our consent agenda. Are there any other additions or corrections to the agenda?
Yes, I just like to, under the APCA licensing, it's not a license per se. I just want to report out on the status of our support of ANC 2B's protest of the Onyx Rooftop Lounge's APCA license.
Okay. That's so added. Commissioner Lee?
And there was some talk, I wasn't sure whether it was online or not, but there was some talk about putting out a proclamation thanking Joanne Newhouse for her many years of work with the Penn Quarter Neighborhood Association.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need to discuss wording or just?
Yes, we would need to discuss wording of that and put that together.
Okay, sounds good. I'll go online and see what I can find quickly.
Okay, we can work on that.
Okay.
But there's not necessarily a deadline for that, is there?
No, there's no
Okay.
deadline.
So we could delay that to our next meeting.
Yeah.
Are there any other additions or corrections to the agenda? If not, do I have a motion to approve the agenda as revised?
Make a motion, we approve.
Approved
Second.
by Commissioner Swart, seconded by Commissioner Groth. All those in favor? So 4 of 4 commissioners voting in favor of that. So we'll move forward with this agenda this evening. Commissioners, have you had the opportunity to review the January meeting minutes? These minutes have been revised by both Nancy and Commissioner Swart. I have no additions to those corrections or additions.
I have none either.
Is there a motion to?
I'll move approval of the minutes as edited from the minute service by both myself and Commissioner Swart.
Awesome. Is there a second?
I second that.
Seconded by Commissioner Swart, and all those in favor? So four commissioners voting in favor of that.
While we're on the minutes, I know Commissioner Swart needs website training for the news page of our website, but I also need the training for the minutes page. We have not posted minutes on the website in a year now. It goes back to February of 2025 was the last set they're up. I have all of them. I just don't know how to put them up.
Yes, we will do that. Absolutely.
Know how to do that?
Yes, sometimes these minutes somehow fall off our linkage.
Okay.
So
Maybe it's a broken link
it
and
may
it
be
just needs to be
broken links that we
redone.
need to correct. Yes,
Okay, if you can
But we
show
get
me how
that.
to do both of those things, I will clean it up.
absolutely.
As w- and we're talking the newsroom as well, right?
Yes,
Okay, good.
yes.
Because there is an event coming up very soon that I would like to have a poster in there the
Absolutely. We can
Chinatown,
certainly do that.
situation.
Thomas, are you ready for the treasurer's report?
Yeah, I don't have, let's see, there wasn't much change. There wasn't any change from last month. I do have two checks for you to review and sign for our the minute services takers. This is for the December 9th, 2025 ANC meeting, and then the January 13th, 2026 ANC meeting. So I'll pass it over to you so you can review and sign, and then we'll mail those off.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, that's it.
And I submitted an invoice to you via email for the mailbox, the PO box. If you could do that, that would be great.
But you'll need somebody else to sign that check to him, though,
Yes.
won't you?
Yeah, I can't sign that check.
Hey, Jim, you're probably closest. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Find you one of these days.
Awesome. So no corrections, no additional
No additional.
reporting. Okay, we'll sign these checks then. Are there other administrative items to discuss?
Only that we still need to somehow find a website rejuvenator and an admin.
Do we have an admin? Because I think
We
I
do not have an admin. I think Thomas may have found an admin for us.
Right.
I have a couple people who are interested in the position also. So if we can somehow
Post it.
post it or so that it can be officially applied to, so that we can.
So those of you who are online will be posting a job announcement for an admin to help support ANC 2C. That would involve helping us set the room for our meetings, helping with minute preparation, website, and after the meeting, helping us to coordinate the distribution of resolutions of the commission.
Generating letters of support, posting things to portals, all those kinds of things, right?
Yes. So that we will post
And
and
we
get
will
that out.
post that on our own website.
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay.
We can
We
do that.
might also post it like on City Paper or Popville or other online need kind of places.
Okay. Awesome. Any other administrative matters? Okay. Then we will move forward with our first agenda item, which is a special presentation that we're doing this evening with the Office of Planning, and is Mr. Hodges on with us?
Yes, hello, can you all hear me?
Hey there, how are you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
Awesome.
Good evening, commissioners, the greater ANC 2C community. Thank you for having us here today. The Office of Planning, I'm Marvin Hodges, a community planner with the office.
We might need you to have your microphone a little closer to you. Sounds a little far away from us.
Sounding, is this any better?
A little bit better, yes.
Okay. Well, thankfully, I'm not the one that will be speaking today. I'm actually joined today by my colleague, Tim Marr, who will be giving our presentation. So Tim, whenever you're ready.
Yes. Can you all hear
Hi,
me
Tim.
okay? Good evening, everyone.
Yes, we can hear
And
you
I
okay.
and I also want to make sure we also have a colleague, Elizabeth Joe, in the audience, also taking notes and assisting us.
Awesome.
I will go through our presentation. It's pretty short, should be pretty quick, but we wanted to introduce you all to an ongoing project, and we wanted to make you aware of just what's going on in the area. So, uh, speaking of the Chinatown area, like going back decades, right? This is a community and a neighborhood that has existed sort of very unique in the district. There have been guidelines going back for that regulate and guide how the architecture, how the streetscapes have been shaped over the years. These go back to the 1970s when the mayor at the time called for, this sort of celebratory entertainment space dedicated to Chinese American culture. And over the intervening years, there have been guidelines that dictate, how development, how renovation can occur. Back in the 80s, a lot of those regulations were very specific, geared towards architects, geared towards developers, and just saying, make your building look like this, look like that, right? It wasn't really until the 2000s, a 2009 small area plan, where we heard from the community that this space needs to be so much more than just architecture. That's where quality of life goals, the lived experience really became tantamount to the planning efforts. And a lot of the design guidelines were reconfigured, rewritten in early 2010 and posted to be something that is not just responsive to the architecture and to the aesthetics, but looks to create a space that can be lived and inhabited in, where the culture is legible everywhere you go. These guidelines have since been amended in 2019, and we are here today looking to amend them again. Just so everyone's sort of on the same page, there are sort of two regulatory authority documents that guide and shape the design and the appearance of Chinatown. One is the streetscape regulations. Those are part of the DC Municipal Code, and they really just apply to the public spaces, the streetscape, the design of the sidewalk. What we're here today to talk about is the Chinatown Design Review Guidelines. You see here on the left, the boundary of Chinatown is this orange square, and it has a strange overlap with the historic district. But these are the spaces that guide, excuse me, guide the design of the architecture and the private spaces, but also the building facades that have such an impact on the public space. So just to clarify for everyone, this is in part a technical update. This will be something where the current document refers to DCRA. I think, as we all know, right, they've been remolded into Department of Buildings. There are some spaces we've identified where the language just isn't clear. We're constantly having to let people know, well, this section of the document refers to doing this or that. We want to go in and revise some of that language to clear up discussion so that people can more readily just sort of propose what needs to happen, and we can review rather than taking that more proactive role. There's a lot of photographs in the current document that embarrassingly so are of Chinese or Japanese signage or the like. So we wanted to make sure that we're appropriately having photographs of existing businesses that are within the DC Chinatown area and not just stand-ins from potentially other cultures. We're also going to review this for some of the signage requirements and guidelines. I'll do a little bit more on that in a moment, but we just really wanted to also find ways. Right now, it's a 70-page document. It's not necessarily very accessible. We want to find where it can be streamlined, reduce redundancy, but without, conflicting with that clarity of language, bullet. It's important to note what this project will not do. This is not a larger scale planning effort. This is not something that's looking to upend existing decades of policy and precedent. We're not looking to change the requirement that Chinatown is a special place. We're not looking to change the requirements that Chinese American culture should not be on display. If those are things that the community is asking for, we can take those comments in and potentially open this up for a broader planning effort. But because this effort right now is not that, we can take those notes in, make sure it's reflected in what can come from this in the future. But this document is really just the technical update to the architectural guidelines. And it's also important to note there are no new developments or land use changes being proposed with this. This is really just looking at those design guidelines. So currently, what this document frames is sort of the importance of that present and what Chinatown can be in the future, catalogs what the design review process can be, has very specific requirements for how Chinese lettering and Chinese character and style can be applied. And then it also notes different architectural elements, such as railing, roof lines, entrances, materials that can be used. We won't go into a lot of that today. We want to keep this brief. We do have a survey that we would like to post to everyone so that you'd have time to look over a lot of this and answer us sort of at your leisure and not just sort of rushed at an evening meeting. But two examples of some of the things we're looking to discuss with the community are, that Chinese character and style. There's a lot of language in this document that looks to not only preserve sort of that traditional aesthetic style, but also encourages innovation. It sort of describes broad principles about what colors can mean, what different shapes and symbols are important, but then really presents it to a designer to say, you can make the argument for why your design is vital or important to a community like this, and then we can review. It doesn't just have to be something that's, well, you must do this roof style, you must do this window style. It's very open. It tries to encourage that innovation. So hearing back from everyone what that appropriate balance is, right? Should there be more lean towards the traditional, leaning towards innovative, or is a balance the right approach? So that's just a sample of some of the information and feedback we're looking for. I do want to, at minimum, pause there to see if there's any questions, but we do have a survey where you all would be able to just fill in a lot of these details and information for us at your leisure, like I said. My colleague Marvin can also post the link in the chat so that everyone has access to it. And of course, if there are other comments and feedback that you want to provide to the office, you can feel free to email me. My email address is on the screen. But I wanted to pause and just see if commissioners or anyone in attendance had questions before we move on.
Commissioners, do you have questions in particular?
I do have one question or so. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Do you intend or have you coordinated with some of the public and private organizations in the Chinatown area, such as the revitalization group and some of the business groups that are there?
Absolutely. We are in the process. This ANC meeting is one step in our public engagement process. We've recently had focus groups with the 1882 Foundation. We have one coming up in the next few weeks with the Save Chinatown Network. We're in the process of reaching out to a number of community groups as well as businesses in the area. So all of that is in the works right now.
That sounds good. We support that.
I'm wondering how this gets conveyed through the design guidelines. Um, so often with the lettering and the naming in Chinatown, it just seems like I have to slap these letters on my sign, and that makes it Chinatown, right? Part of the community. How does that get conveyed in this document, or how are you planning to convey that? Because I don't think it's currently described well in the current guideline.
No, that's a really excellent question. Yeah, so there's sort of a balance in what can be a legal requirement versus what can be that policy requirement that we're looking to push forward as an agency. Legally, right, the guidelines require a simplified Chinese character to match what is on display. It should be equal to, or at least clearly visible compared to like signage that's in English. Uh, that oftentimes we've heard criticism that a lot of signs don't translate very readily.
Yes,
That
right.
people who actually speak Chinese would be confused as to what is actually taking place in the space based
Yes.
on the sign. So there's a multi-factor answer here, right? One is I myself don't have experience with Chinese architecture or Chinese lettering. One of the requirements and the process in the document is to refer all of these to a Chinatown steering committee, and ensuring that that committee has the experience and the expertise to effectively and adequately weigh in on what a lot of these requirements can be. Also, another goal is to make sure that we're not in conflict with the DC municipal regulations. We have our legal representative negotiating with some teams at DEMPED as to what can be the minimum requirements for signage, and ensure that they are not, this document is not, it is in lockstep with what can be required through the DC municipal code. That code is very lengthy. It goes into a lot of information on the square footage of a sign, on which ones are allowed to be illuminated, or which ones can be those like pseudo television sets
Right.
up. So making sure that this is not in conflict with that. But then also layering it in with a lot of the policy in earlier planning efforts that really did try to push for smaller businesses to have that opportunity to flourish and shine in this space, and not have a lot of these be taken over by, let's say, a big box or some other retailer that doesn't have a tie-in to Chinese character, where all they're doing is putting up the sign, putting up decorations in front. Are there
Right.
opportunities for a community to do storytelling in the public space? That it not just be a feature of the various business tenants, but also community organizations that can come out, have places where they can influence artwork, have places where they can influence, even just seating areas, public spaces where that storytelling, where that community gathering can take place as well.
Got it. And well, another great question that just emerged in my head. The Chinatown Steering Committee. I'm assuming that the Office of Planning convened that group initially. I'm not certain how that group came to be, but it's defunct as far as I am aware. And that that has been a challenge. And I know that we're in the process, several groups, as Commissioner Swart had indicated, are revitalizing Chinatown, and hopefully would be engaged in that. Would this be a group that the Office of Planning would facilitate and convene?
That's another good question. Our legal team is actually looking into it as we speak. I think the challenge is the original Chinatown Steering Committee pre-existed the Office of Planning and any of the engagement in the area. Going back to a mayor's order in the 1970s, it was required that the Office of Planning tap into the existing
I gotcha.
Chinatown Steering Committee to formulate a lot of these original design guidelines. So we have struggled to reach out and get confirmation from that group itself. And so we are exploring what authority the city has to influence or reshape or post new members to that committee. Right
Got it.
now, we're sort of taking a any and all approach to see what is possible. But we'd be happy to follow up with you on what comes from a lot of that research.
That would be great. I'd appreciate that.
Jim Swart here. I just have one other thing. In looking at the boundaries the physical boundaries, the layout of the area that you have designated here. In the first one, well, basically what we have here are two different types of things. The design review and the Chinatown streetscape regulations, which include much larger area, if you think about it, than, well, the two areas are different. But what sorts of things go into one area that do not go into the other is sometimes confusing for people.
Okay, yes,
But if there
absolutely.
could be some way to designate those sorts of things, because the streetscape regulations entity is more in keeping with the former 8 big plans type of thing for the Chinatown Metro Gallery Place type situations. But as much of that as can be explained and designated, and so people can understand that, I think the better it would be.
Absolutely. So what is shown here on the right are factors into the streetscape. So how a street can be designated, the sidewalk material, the types of trees that are planted in the curbside zone is sort of dictated through the streetscape regulations seen here on the right. Those that are colored blue are the ones, and I apologize, the title on the top of this is not fully accurate. These what are shown on the right are the Gallery Place, Penn Quarter, Chinatown streetscape regulations. Those that would apply to Chinatown are the ones hued in blue. And so they influence that the decorative tiles that are in the streetscape and a lot of things that occur in public space. This was updated to match the previously existing requirements for the streetscape. So anywhere where you now see the Chinatown brick, the Chinatown, the little zodiac symbols, the 8x8 bricks that are in that would be influenced by the streetscape regulations. The private property requirements are what are on the left, highlighted in orange. And this has perturbed me as well, too, the fact that the two don't fully overlap. Because this is an amendment cycle, we're not shifting the boundary of how to regulate the private property. We needed, I think, a deeper planning process to go into that, because it's a tricky sentiment saying you have this building, it is at this property, it's changing hands, and someone's going to go through a renovation, and now all of a sudden you're grouped into an expanded boundary for this that you weren't privy to before. So we needed to look at land use, the potential for land use changes prior to relocating the boundary of the private property design review guidelines, if that makes sense. There are still elements where what occurs on the facade of a building can be influenced, because there are a lot of sections of our code that look for community character to be carried across the full stretch of a block. So I think like I Street,
Mhm.
just near 8th, right? Right now, the streetscape design guidelines do go to the west of 8th Street and stop at 9th. So there are opportunities that if that building between 8th and 9th on I Street is being rebuilt, is undergoing a renovation, we may not strictly require them to fit into the Chinatown design guidelines, but there are other ways to say, hey, you need to strongly consider, you need to be able to show us why you could not fit necessarily into the character that is on that same block, if that makes sense.
Yes.
It does. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much. Any questions from members of the audience or those online? Okay. With that, thank you. Oh, I have one. I'm sorry. Tatenda?
Hi. Yes, quick question. My name is Tatenda. Thank you so much for your presentation. That was super insightful. I was wondering, on one side, you spoke about basically the accuracy of Chinese signs and wanting to be more accurate in the future, um, and potentially not including Japanese language unintentionally. I was curious if you could just elaborate on what that looks like with like cultural exchange. Are we envisioning a Chinatown that includes multiple Asian cultures, or is it about really just having a true and authentic Chinese culture like representation? If you understand the question I'm asking.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, sort of 2 points to that. I think currently in the document, we have photos of Japanese culture, and it's meant to represent Chinese culture. So we do need to 100% correct those photos and make sure we're only using accurate and appropriate imagery and visuals in our document. The other thing is that there is going to be a question in our survey and something that has come up in our discussions with other groups, that if a Japanese restaurant, just as an example, were to come into the space and say, hey, it doesn't feel authentic for us to have Chinese lettering. We are Japanese. We would prefer an option to have Japanese lettering. We are open to considering that. That is one of the questions that we want to have here, that should Chinatown require, even when it feels off a little bit, Chinese lettering everywhere? Or if there is an authentic and culturally sensitive way to incorporate other Asian characters, other Asian languages into this, does that diminish Chinatown, or is that something that can bolster it and make it more lively? So that is a big question that we have in our survey and want to hear individual feedback from.
Awesome. Thank you all so very much. We appreciate you being here. I appreciate you bringing this to us. I see that Mr. Hodges has posted the survey in our chat link.
Great.
So we encourage folks to participate in that survey as well. So thank you so much for being here.
All right. Thank you all so much.
I'm going to take liberty of asking Hugh if you wanted to talk about what's happening in Chinatown now, quickly. Or what, could you use the mic for us?
Yeah, my name is Hudson Tang. I've been working quite a bit with Winston Lord and Tim Ma in terms of the Chinatown revitalization efforts. I've actually started doing things with Ted Gong at the 1882 Foundation over the course of the past 2 years. One of the things that we have done this year that we're very proud of is that we've actually brought together several stakeholders in Chinatown to bring together a Lunar New Year coalition so that we could create a series of events that not only focus on the Lunar New Year parade that's happening on February 22nd, I believe, but also to extend the celebration throughout the course of 2 weeks. We've engaged downtown DC, we've engaged 1882, we've engaged Save Chinatown, and quite a few other stakeholders in producing and bringing these events together. We have a few marketing things that we finally got together that I could share with everyone digitally subsequently. What we're trying to do is that we do have some posters printed that we're trying to get put out in front of the different businesses on the parade routes. So if anyone could help us engage businesses that way so they could see it. There is also an online calendar that I'm happy to share with everyone. It starts relatively soon with downtown DC and Save Chinatown. They're also doing a programming called Nurture the Neighborhood, whereby people could attend the activations and essentially win a gift card to use at local Chinatown businesses. There hopefully is more to come. Thank you for the time. I appreciate it.
Most definitely. So we definitely encourage folks to participate in the Chinese New Year upcoming and attend all the festivities, which there's an entire poster of all kinds of events that are happening here, and we'll be sure to put that out as well. Thank you so much. And sorry I called you Hudson. Sorry, Hugh. I don't know how I got that. Sorry about that. We'd like to move forward with MPD 2. And is Lieutenant Garvin with us this evening?
Yes.
Or someone? Oh, hey,
Wait.
hello there. How are you?
I'm good. How's everybody?
Awesome.
Well, as we know, we have the Walk for Peace pilgrimage going on currently, today and tomorrow. I know traffic has been a little crazy, to say the least. But that should be wrapping up by tomorrow afternoonish. And we're also getting ready for the State of the Union, I believe is going to be this month as well. Our department will be going into a full activation, meaning all our civil disturbance units will be out there, expecting a lot of people. So that traffic will be pretty bad as well. As far as our property crimes actually have declined. We did have one ADW, which is assault with a dangerous weapon. That was in the that was February the 7th, around 3:30 a.m. in 1100 block of 18th Street. Some incident happened inside of one of the venues, and it spilled out to the outside. There were several people that were struck by gunfire, non-life-threatening injuries. That case is being investigated by our second district's detective's office. But again, it started inside of this particular, I don't want to say club, I'll just say venue, an incident, some type of altercation, and it spilled out into the streets, and the incident took place. As far as those things, I don't have anything else right now. I'll take questions if any.
Awesome. Commissioners, do you have questions for Lieutenant Groth? Okay. Commissioner Groth has a couple of questions for you. Let me help.
Thanks. Wow, 1118th Street Northwest, that's in my district. Could you please send me more details? Whatever other details are available.
Those are the available details. Everything else is being investigated by the detective's office. So it's
Okay.
yes.
Can you give me the name of the venue?
The venue is called either 12 after 12 or 12.
Yeah, I'm trying to visualize 1118th Street. That's got to be 18th and L.
I think it's called 12 in the 12.
Okay, thank you. Okay. My other question relates to the pedestrian fatality last month at 16th and L, and
Yes.
the presumed police pursuit that preceded it. Do you have anything to report on the status of that internal investigation?
No, ma'am, I haven't heard anything. I know the major crash unit is investigating that scene. Nothing has come down yet to my level per se. So that's still being investigated as far as I know, ma'am.
Okay. I mean, nothing has come to my level either, but I just want to continue to press for public accountability.
Understood.
On that incident. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for your service and all your officers. And I know this is a busy time. and I'm glad property crime is down, probably because of Snowcrete as well. I was wondering, anybody online have any questions for Lieutenant Garvin or MPD 2? Okay, if not, thank you very much, Lieutenant. We appreciate you being here.
Absolutely. Thank you. Everyone be safe.
Thank you. Do we have anybody from MPD 1 on with us? Captain Harback?
Hey, good afternoon or good evening, everybody.
Hey there.
Hey, sorry for the no video. I am on daycare pickup, so I'm en route to do that now. So I apologize.
That's okay.
For the first district, actually had a very good month and actually 45 days to report out on. No violent crime was reported in PSA 101, which, as you know, is majority of the first district 2C location. So we had no violent crime. That was before the Snowcrete, so I think it's a little combination of hard work by officers, but also the weather has definitely been in our favor. Property crime is down significantly as too. We had no burglaries to report. We did have an arrest, a great arrest by our officers. Unfortunately, T-ism was broken into twice last year. We were able to make a couple arrests on those of some juveniles. They are currently being prosecuted by the Attorney General. So that case is pending, but that was a great closure, especially for multiple burglaries at that same location. For our thefts, we did see a marginal increase. Those were primarily in the retail space area, so our Chinatown hub officers are going to be following up on those. Our theft from autos, we actually had no theft from autos to report in the last 30 days, which to me was pretty amazing. So overall, pretty good month. We are preparing to support our special liaison unit and special operations division for the Chinese Lunar New Year events that are on the 22nd. First district to kind of be on the peripheries of the events. Those will be headlined by our special liaison unit and our special operations to make sure that those go pretty well. For the State of the Union will also be activated as well for that. And that's all I have for the first district. And of course, if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Yes, Commissioner Lee has his hand up.
Yeah, Captain, this is Thomas Lee, Commissioner for Penn Quarter International Mall. So T-ism is close to where I live, and it's next to the school where my daughters attend. Was it the restaurant that was broken into, or the tea shop?
I will have to double check on that. I believe it was the tea shop, but I'm not sure. It was the what? Oh, go ahead. It was the same.
Finish.
It was this whether it was the tea shop or the restaurant. I do know that it was the same one that was broken into twice because they broke through the plywood that had been erected the night before.
And out of morbid curiosity, were they after cash, tea, or teapots?
That was being a connoisseur of tea. My husband and I are tea connoisseurs ourselves. We were pretty surprised that none of the tea was actually touched, because that's probably worth more than the currency that was taken from the location. Yeah. So no, none of the merchandise, as far as I know, was taken. It was kind of your traditional go for the cash register. So no tea or teapots were harmed in the commission of the crime.
Thank you so much. And thank you for closing that. That's really great that you were able to close that issue. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any other questions? Any concerns from online? All right. Thank you so much, Captain. Have a good night and good luck with the daycare pickup.
Thank you very much.
Next on our agenda is Metro Transit Police Department, and we have Lieutenant Bartes here. Oops. Oh, there, look. We are training our audience well to maneuver the camera themselves and everything. That's great.
For the record, following Captain Herbenak's brief out, I kind of feel like I'm taking the ice after Ilya Malinin. So thanks for that. Apparently you had a really great month. But that being said, I briefed out last month about our record-breaking year last year.
Mm-hmm.
System-wide, we matched our numbers from last year, so we're kind of continuing that trend. So that
Great.
feels pretty good. For the Gallery Place station, which is obviously one of our pain points system-wide and important to you all, we have had a small uptick in assaults that we're working on. A lot of them, I believe we kind of saw this starting last month. A lot of them are happening on the train or getting on or off of the train, which is really difficult. We have a couple that come to mind recently where they were reported like hours late to us. So that makes it really difficult. And, a lot of times we can close these on scene if they're reported quickly, but when we get them hours and hours late. The other thing is that, we have, you think about assaults and you think about, blood and broken bones and things like that. Most of the assaults that we've been getting are more of unwanted touchings, which are still assaults, but they're not, it's not a high level of violence. One of them was the same person stepped on this guy's shoe a couple of days in a row. And the second time he's like, well, this is targeted. So so we took we're investigating as an assault. It was an unwanted touching. It's a trend. We had another one that was not the same, but the similar level of, no injuries reported. It was kind of later in the day, they said, well, that person did this to me and I want to report it. So we do take those things seriously. We are investigating them. But as far as like high level, aggravated assaults, we're still down on those. So outside of that, we're in the station pretty much all day, every day, and we're holding it down.
Awesome. We appreciate your update for sure. Go ahead,
Yes.
Commissioner.
I just have one question. Thank you for being here, and your reports are really great.
Thank you.
I was wondering, is there going to be an increase in officers during the Chinatown Lunar New Year celebrations?
So our Special Operations Division, which includes primarily our SWAT guys, but they have a lot of higher level crowd control training, as well as our K9 officers. They typically handle all of the special events. If you see the guys, they have the fancier uniforms. They look real cool. They're at all the games and all the events that are out here, not just here, obviously, system-wide. So they'll take lead on that. But yeah, we'll have more presence, and then we'll probably have some extra patrols.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yep. Anything
Awesome.
else?
No, that's it. Thank you so much for being here and for giving us an update.
Absolutely. Everybody take care.
And keep up the great work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
And I was just thinking to myself, I don't know if I would even recognize the person I sat next to on the metro today. But okay. Terrific. We'll move forward with the office of the mayor's the office of the mayor's office, the Ward 2 mayor's liaisons. I believe, do we have
Hi,
you? Hi,
how are you doing?
Tamika.
Yes,
Awesome. Nice to see you.
nice to see you too. So, good evening. My name is Jamaica Williams. I'm with the Mayor's Office of Community Relations and Services. Thank you for having me tonight. I want to share a quick update related to city services following the recent snowstorm. DPW, they're currently working on their normal trash and recycling collection days. If you do need assistance with snow or ice removal still, or with trash and recycling, like if it was missed, please reach out to me by email. My email is listed in the agenda for today's meeting. And before emailing me, if you could please submit a 311 request first. And when you email me, please include your address, a photo, and the 311 ticket number. This way I can use the information. It helps me track the issue, elevate it, and follow up more effectively. And like I said, if you have any questions, please email me at your earliest convenience. And one additional note from the mayor's office, we're hosting a Lunar New Year parade on February 22nd at 1 p.m. It's at 6th Street and I Street. The mayor has also released the Green Book, a small business opportunity guide, which is a helpful resource for anyone looking for contracting and procurement opportunities. And again, thank you for your time. And if there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
You said it's a small business. I missed what you said. Green
It's
Book?
a small business opportunity guide.
Opportunity guide.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. We have another question from Commissioner Groth.
Yes.
Hi, first of all, thank you so much for all of the alerts and communications during the snow emergency. But first of all, on behalf of the residents of 14th Street who have not had the earth swallow us up, please a huge shout out to DC Water for discovering the sinkhole before it happened.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're disrupted and they've been really good at letting our hotel guests and condo residents on the block in and out of their parking garages. It's challenging, but they're making it work for the direct residents. But mostly, we're all so relieved to not have a ginormous sinkhole in 14th Street. So I personally am hugely curious how they figured that out before it happened to be able to intervene. But a huge shout out to DC Water. So thank you. About the snow emergency, as a wheelchair user, this has always been my life during snowstorms. And obviously this occurrence was way worse with way longer cold spell and the snowcrete. But there are many documentations of many of us completely marooned on our blocks way longer than the mainstream population. Anyone with a rollator, with a stroller, or with a wheelchair, either power or manual, the curb ramps at the corners really need to be amplified in the response. Somehow we need to communicate to businesses and property owners and apartment buildings in very accessible neighborhoods where there are concentrations of particularly wheelchair users. There was a lot of coverage of M Street Southwest. That entire neighborhood is many disabled folk intentionally moved there because it's such a rollable neighborhood. And with the medians and the all of the corners impassable, it's impossible to operate. So I'd like to get the Office of Disability Rights into this. How can we amplify this in the future so that it's one of the focuses of snow removal response?
So I will follow up with our leadership team because that's what we're also going over, just ways that we can improve. So this doesn't happen again as far as for any future snowstorms, just because with climate control, this is not going to be the only
we can expect
snowstorm
more
that
of
we
this.
so that's something that I will bring up with leadership, and I could circle back as far as the ideas that
this is an
we could
equity issue.
implement.
This is a very serious equity issue.
Yes.
The people who are the most vulnerable, who need access the most to vital services, are the ones who are the most impacted.
I completely agree.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I would just like to go on the record and say that I was very surprised that DC did not have the equipment that it needed to clear some of these areas. And the resources to do that, it took several days to activate them. And that was problematic. And I know that the snowcrete is hard to move, but they were clearing bike lanes before they were clearing sidewalks. And no one could get a bike out of the things because they were completely snowed and iced in. And yet people couldn't walk on the sidewalks. So I would hope that part of the planning process to ensure this doesn't happen again is prioritization of the sidewalks and those the ramps, curb ramps. Thank you, because I walked over a 4-foot high drift for days, and it wasn't until a bunch of neighbors went out and chopped it up that we got it removed. So
Thank you.
Yes.
I just have one more point. There's a lot of trying to recruit snow heroes to
Mm.
match them up to problematic situations. I don't see how a citywide effort like that is ever really going to succeed reliably and accountably. I think there needs to be some more local, even if it's ward by ward or neighborhood by neighborhood. People are much more willing to help someone that they see every day or that is in their neighborhood than just signing up for some snow hero thing. I don't know. I would be thrilled to see what the actual statistics were. I know of disabled folk who signed up to be a snow hero helpee, and I don't think they ever got help.
Okay, so if one thing is contacting your ANC and also contacting me, like if there was any issues as far as if someone signed up for a snow hero, but the snow heroes are by ward. So like for Ward 2, the snow heroes, they signed up just for Ward 2. And a lot
Okay.
of individuals that we have, like they signed up so they can be assigned to like their neighbor. Because when you're a snow hero, you could also, they try to assign you addresses that are close to where you live at.
That
Because
makes
when
sense.
it's snowing, someone in Ward 2, it would be kind of difficult for them to travel to Ward 8. So a lot of the times, neighbors do sign up so they could be assigned there to help out in their neighborhood. So it is by ward.
So maybe it's just partly a messaging problem that when you're recruiting, you would make sure that people understand that it would be either to be helped or to offer help, that it would be with someone in your ward or someone in your neighborhood.
Yes. I would also give that feedback. But yes, and a lot of snow heroes, they'll work with you where if you say I signed up because I want to do these 5, neighbors, they'll work with connecting because it's more about connecting the snow heroes to the individuals who need the service.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Just out of curiosity, do you know how many snow hero helpies there were, and was everyone matched?
So far I know everyone was matched. It was a few hundred, and then also like individuals from the mayor's office and staff also helped. They would come out on some days and help. There was a few hundred individuals who signed up, and we
That's great.
distributed shovels and salt, hand warmers, hats, scarves, gloves.
Awesome. That's great. Well, we appreciate you being here. I know that we often have complaints when you come to us, but I think that you taking those comments back to your leadership, I think, is very helpful for us. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. I appreciate.
Awesome. Thank you. Oh, go, Commissioner Lee.
Yes, Jamika, this is Thomas Lee. I do have a quick question for you. 2 weeks ago, we got some word from the White House and the Hill that there's going to be an IndyCar rally being planned in my SMD for the 250th birthday celebrations for the nation. Is the mayor involved? Do we have question one? Is the mayor involved? Number two, is there a route that's been determined yet? Do you have any updates for us?
I don't have updates. I don't believe that a route is planned so far. But once I get updates, I'll be able to share them.
I don't think the ANC will approve that.
Yes.
But that's okay.
I think it's more the president of the United States. It's his idea, and it's not even the mayor's initiative. It's the president of the United States. That's what he wants. He wants the race to be in DC and go through the streets of DC.
Yes, unbelievable. I was in a meeting. I was in a meeting, and when that was announced, and my phone was blowing up with texts and emails, and I was like, what has happened? I had to stop and look, and I was like, Indy race? What?
Yeah.
I don't understand. So
We did
thank you
have the
for that.
Red Bull last summer or two
Yes,
summers ago
yes,
on Pennsylvania Avenue. So I think there's already been a little precedent for
yes,
that type of activation.
yes.
I
Yeah.
have, if I could say, I've heard that Constitution Avenue and Pennsylvania Avenue will be avenues of record for it, and that there's a attempt to make the National Mall an observatory for it. Somehow they will come through there. So.
All right then. Well,
But
thank you
I
all
do
so
have
much.
one other thing
Sure.
to say. From what I understood from a person, some of the snow removal equipment that could have been here was not here because of the budget issue last year when $1 billion was taken off of our budget. That some of that was to replace some of the equipment and to buy new equipment for snow removal.
Got it.
And it went the way of most everything.
Stopped. Yes.
So.
Thank you for that. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Jamika.
Thank
We'll
you.
move forward with the Office of Ward 2 Councilmember Brooke Brento.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Dia. I am Constituent Services for the council member. I'm just going to share my screen quickly, quick presentation. I've got a few updates to get through, so I'll try and get through them as quickly as possible. Okay. We mentioned this a bit with Jamika's presentation, but the district's government's response to the snow emergency these last few weeks fell far short of what DC residents deserve, especially with regard to sidewalks and street corners, which are still unsafe for pedestrians. While the storm may have presented unique ice and freezing challenges, communication was not clear and expectations were not met. Councilmember Pinto urged the mayor's office for more frequent public updates on the progress of snow and ice removal. While the focus now is on clearing additional spaces and lanes, and clearing alleys for trash collection, we know that there are still many challenges ranging from traffic, parking, and plows pushing ice back into areas residents have already spent hours cleaning. As a reminder, sidewalks are the responsibility of the adjacent property owner. Unshoveled areas should be reported to 311, and seniors and people with medical needs can request a volunteer snow hero through 311 or through Serve DC. We know that the response to clearing sidewalks has been incredibly lacking, and that there needs to be a better solution going forward. Regarding trash, other parts of the city are dealing with trash collection issues, and DPW has said trash collection is getting back to normal schedule, but of course there are many areas that either haven't been collected or are still continuing to experience delays. A couple warnings. Please be aware that water main breaks, which can become more common as temperatures fluctuate. Report any suspicious water gurgling in the streets or sidewalks to DC Water. There are a few rare cases of dogs being shocked by stray voltage that can be released when ice and snow combine and melt into metal grates. So try and avoid any of those areas if you can, but they are very rare.
Has that happened this year?
Not that I've heard of this year. However, I do believe that we got a couple reports last year,
Yeah.
of I think two dogs that were
Yes.
injured or very unfortunately died.
Got it. Sorry to
Um,
interrupt you.
yeah. Of course, plows can also lead to more potholes and flex post damages, so please make 311 your friend as you see these issues, and of course, continue to send them to our office. We know that the DC government has to be better prepared as extreme weather conditions are only increasing. Yesterday, Councilmember Pinto held an oversight hearing for the Homeland Security and Emergency Management Agency, also known as HSEMA, and they spent a good amount of time discussing the storm and where communication kind of broke down. On the Potomac River spill that I'm sure all of you have heard about, as DC Water continues to address the recent sewage spill into the Potomac River, the office's primary focus remains protecting public health and our ecosystem. A couple things that we should know is drinking water is still safe. The overflow occurred downstream from the Washington Aqueduct intakes at Great Falls. It's estimated to take 4 to 6 weeks of additional time for cleaning and repairs after a recent inspection of the Potomac interceptor revealed a blockage inside the sewer line. I believe that it was a very large boulder. Um, Reminder to keep distance between the riverbank, river water, and you and your pets. Do not have any contact with the river water, including fishing and boating. Clean yourself or your clothing as soon as possible if you touch water or land along the riverbank. Basically, stay as far away as you can. It is never safe to walk on frozen ice over the river. And with the very cold temperature, freezing may preserve the bacteria, which will be released again when the ice begins to melt. We are working with the Department of Energy and the Environment, and we will continue to share what we know and work towards long-term remediation plans. We talked about this a little earlier, but I've included a link in the chat for a notice and traffic advisory sent out for DC Water about the risk of collapse on the 14th Street tunnel. Here on my screen are the planned street closures. We've asked for a timeline of a resolution, and we've been told that it's the end of the week, and we'll be sure to keep you all up to date on any information, and we'll continue to follow up. Councilmember Pinto will continue to get answers to ensure the next storm does not repeat any issues that can be solved or improved upon. The Committee on Public Works and Operation has oversight of DPW and is holding a performance oversight hearing for DPW on Thursday, February 12th. If you are interested, you can sign up to testify or submit testimony. The full council is in oversight hearing season. You can see the schedule for our Judiciary and Public Safety Committee on the screen. We know that there is a lot of interest in MPD's oversight hearing, which will be right here on the February 25th. The mayor and council are also finalizing their fiscal year 27 budget requests, so now is the best time to send our office any budget requests. You can email them to Isaiah on our team if you just look it up quickly. I do, of course, want to mention that Congress continues to find new ways to harm DC residents. I am certainly not a tax law expert. But in the fall, the council voted to decouple DC's tax code from the federal code to not take part in some of the President Trump's proposed tax cuts in his One Big Beautiful Bill. States are able to decide how to apply federal tax changes locally. Last week, the House approved a resolution to disapprove DC's legislation. It was a completely partisan vote with all Republicans supporting and all Democrats opposing. And it is expected for the Senate will vote on this before this Thursday. Regarding the amplified noise law, which I know everyone's very excited about, the good news is that the CFO directed the mayor's office to make funds available for this law back on January 5th. The mayor's office is working with the agencies involved in noise regulation, so that's the Department of Buildings, the Department of Licensing and Consumer Protection, MPD, and ABCA, to determine the best ways to implement the new law, and we should know more over the next few months. As always, we know noise issues are always very complicated, and we are glad to see much needed improvements finally near implementation. Lastly, if you'd like to come and meet with our constituent services staff in person this month, and don't want to come to the Wilson Building, we will be at Spot of Tea on P Street in DuPont this Thursday, the 12th from 8:30 a.m. to 12, and at Copy Republic near the 13th and G on Thursday, the 19th from 8:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. as well. All right, I'm happy to take any questions now.
Thank you so much for your update. Commissioners, do you have questions for Councilmember Pinto's office? Commissioner Swart?
I just have one question. You had mentioned the budget issue and that there's going to be some sort of vote on that and coming up soon.
Mhm.
Is that impactful to our current budget?
It's next year's budget.
Or is that next year's budget?
I'm not entirely sure. I can double check on that. From my understanding, it could impact tax filing pretty seriously. So that's what we are particularly hoping to prevent.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
And just out of curiosity, I know that there was a statement, I guess, that came out from the mayor's office that the shoveling of sidewalks and things like that, they weren't going to enforce fines for people. Has that been reversed?
From my understanding, residential shoveling is not being enforced currently. And I think businesses are, and I think the last thing I saw was about 45 businesses had been fined the $150 for not having shoveled sidewalks.
Got it. Okay. Thank you for that. I appreciate your update. Any comments from those online or in person? All right. Thank you so very much. We appreciate you very much being here, Daya.
Of course, you have a good day.
Have a good day. Next, we'll move on to the downtown DC bid. And I believe I only see Lucas on this evening.
Yes, you're stuck with me.
All right.
How's everyone doing today?
Very good. Thank you.
A couple things I wanna do my normal monthly updates, but I also want to I'm here because I want a letter of support for an activation that I'm doing on that we're doing on April 19th that requires a street closure and would love the letter of support from the ANC.
Okay.
Is everyone able to see my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. And I'll start off by saying, so in downtown, in the bid, and I believe in other bids, but I'll speak for ours, particularly the curb cuts, the curb ramps, that is the responsibility of the bid. One of the challenges that we faced this entire snowcrete was we would do the ramps, and then the plows would come right behind us and plow everything into the middle, but also on the curb ramps. And it made it very, very challenging for our team. I am sorry that anyone had to deal with those things. That is the responsibility of my team and our organization. It just continuously got overwhelmed. As soon as we would finish one, the next day we'd come and it'd be covered. So we are continuing to assess, and if there's any curb ramps that you see that still face challenges, please flag those for myself and Eloise, and we'll make sure that we're out there. So in January, we collected over 13,000 bags, which is down from prior months. A lot of that had to do with about 2 weeks worth of that last week of January. There was just very little trash to collect. A lot of the focus was really, there weren't a lot of people out. So a lot of the focus was really on the snow removal. And that's the big drop off. We removed over 277 incidents of graffiti, posters, stickers. And then our bid personnel hours in Chinatown were about 1,900 hours. Our safety team continues to be out and about 12 total hours daily. And we did about 308 business wellness checks. Um, not only did we do curb ramps, we assisted some areas with sidewalks, if particularly because some of the machinery was breaking on some of our stakeholders. But we also removed a ton of snow from parking lanes, and this was just last week. This is not right away. So like this was right on the corner of 13th and H, and where New York come together. And the way they plowed the snow made it extremely challenging for the entire city. Upcoming activations, we have Midnight Madness, which kicks off the Lunar New Year, and that starts at 11:59 on the 16th. Well, it starts at midnight on the 17th of February, and we will be we will be blessing the businesses that sign up. We're doing this in collaboration with the Lunar New Year coalition that was formed between the BID, 1882 Foundation, Moapia, Chinatown Revitalization, this Chinatown Solidarity Group, have all come together to really add to the incredible Lunar New Year parade and just add other elements. We're going to do some historical walks. And it's just a way to continue to expand the celebration around Lunar New Year. And then obviously cherry blossoms. I mean, I can't believe we're already talking about cherry blossom. We still have snow, and we're already planning March and April. Cherry blossom season's going to be uh, uh, right around the corner. And then the last one is on April 19th, and that's where I'll switch over to my next presentation, which is for the street closure that we are going to be doing on April 19th, and would love the support of the ANC. Let me switch over my presentation.
Lucas, while you're doing that,
Yes.
Has there been any consideration of the bid to purchase a skid loader or something to help with snow removal on sidewalks?
So we have a couple of different pieces. For example, we don't use the blowers. The blowers are very challenging. They fling snow everywhere. We have these brushes, but the way that this type of snow fell, by the time we were using, it was ice.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
typically we have and we use them in the parks and around our ramps. But this snow was by that 8-9 p.m. that Sunday, we already had a layer of ice. So it made it very challenging to use that type of machinery.
Got it. Thank you for that.
Is everyone able to see my screen, by the way?
Yeah.
All right. So here's the proposal that I would love the support from the ANC. On April 19th, the Downtown DC bid will be presenting a live music festival on K Street between 7th and 9th, right in front of Carnegie Library, that also connects Anthem Row. It's going to be an all-day live DJs with the featured act Black Coffee, who's a world-renowned DJ with over 5 million followers on social media. He is one of the biggest music acts in the world right now, and we've been very lucky to secure him to come into DC to perform here. It's a ticketed event with about 4,000 tickets that will be sold. It's going to have about $100 to $150,000 in economic impact to the downtown DC bid just in that 1 day period. And we love the support. I'd be happy to answer any questions around this activation. But these are the things the experiences that we need to create in the city to continuously drive new visitors here. What makes this activation very special is that many, between a quarter to almost a third of the visitors of the 4,000 tickets will be outside the area, which means hotels, the usage of our hotels, our restaurants. So I think this is going to be an incredible day of music, culture, and fun.
Terrific. This sounds great. And you're closing the area between 8th and 9th, or 7th and 9th?
Between 7th and 9th.
7th and 9th.
Yeah, so 7th will be we'll close it right at the pretty much very similar to Art All Night. And it will be that area. The street closure happens at midnight on the 19th, and will reopen at 3 a.m. on the 20th of April, which is that Monday morning before, that morning traffic.
Got it.
This is a Sunday.
Got it. Okay. Can you send us your plans for this?
Absolutely.
So that we
Yeah,
can
I'll
have
send you.
those?
We've already gone in front of Mesteg and got approval from them. And I'll just send you over our presentation that we have here. Do we have does anyone, whether in the audience
Is
or
any questions from anybody? I will say that this area that you're describing is the split between ANC 2C and
Ward 6, I think.
I think it's
It's 2G Shaw.
2G. So
Shaw,
we
probably.
split the middle of this road. So just so you're aware.
Okay. No, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Shall I put a motion
Sure.
on the floor? I move that we send a letter of support for this event, pending Lucas sending us all the documents so that we can sensibly write a sensible letter.
I will second that. All those in favor? So 4 commissioners voting in favor of that, we'll get that off. Thank you so much, Lucas.
Thank you so much, everyone. Are there any questions from the audience around
First
our
of all, I love your team. All my neighbors love your team. We would love to have them over. I got Diaz and Williams' names. I did not get the other two guys' names. But for all of you, the downtown bid ambassadors dug out, took them quite a while, for very lovely, big, burly guys to dig out the crosswalk to the CVS, which that pharmacy is a vital, vital thing for the senior and disability center that I live in. We cannot function without the pharmacy safely. And a lot of our people are so stubborn that they would try to clamber over the 3-foot high mountain on the median. So thank you for the guys. I appreciate you and Eloise being patient with me, pestering you for several days in a row. Please, can you come take care of this? But you all delivered very, very big time. So thank you.
Anytime. And no it's not pestering, right? We're a community. We got, that's our role, right? Our role is really to create a safe and vibrant downtown, and safety comes in so many different forms.
Yes, well, very much appreciated.
Thank you very much. We appreciate
Thank you, everyone. Absolutely. Thank you.
Commissioner Sport has a question.
Well, not a question per se, but I think obviously we will, after reviewing your paperwork related to the street closure issues, we'll do our part. But I think you do need to know that the advisory commission, there may be two of them in the Mount Vernon area, right?
I
Near
think
there. So,
6E is
yeah, I think 6E and 2G.
Yeah, 2G
Yep.
is stock.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I'm definitely going to reach out to them as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
We'll move forward with local events that impact the community. Next, we have the 16th annual Pancreatic Cancer Purple Stride, which is for Saturday, April 25th. This year, we've supported this event in the past. It will follow the same path as normal.
I move that we send a letter of support for this event.
I second that.
Seconded by Commissioner Swart. All those in favor? So 4 of 4 commissioners voting in favor of that. All right, thank you very much. We'll now move forward with APCA licensing. We have Nando's Peri Peri at 836 F Street Northwest. This is a retailer's Class C restaurant, and they're asking for a streetery endorsement and a request for a stipulated endorsement. And I think I saw Matt on here.
Yes. Hi, commissioners.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good, thank
Is
you.
that a
Yes.
shoe behind you?
A shoe? Oh, no, that is an auto harp. I don't know how to play it. It is my partner's.
It looked
But I
like
can see how it looks like a shoe for sure.
Huge shoe.
Proportions.
Sorry.
Michael.
Sorry.
Sure, that's okay. So yes, my name is Matt Menora. I'm from the law firm Mellors, O'Brien and Sandground, and we're ABC licensed counsel for Nando's Peri Peri. Just to be clear, this is not anything new. Just a change of the law that came into effect literally 2 weeks before Christmas, required all streetery endorsement holders to reapply for the ABC portion of it. Obviously, the DDOT regulations went into effect last year. We changed our streetery design to accommodate those and were approved from DDOT under the new design scheme in November. We're still waiting for the actual permit to be issued. They're having some technical problems on their side, but that's been approved. So this was the ABC sort of update to it as well. So because our design it changed to meet the DDOT accommodations, we've gone down from 13 seats to 10 seats. That was just reflective of the additional jersey barriers that had to be put there and some of the other safety features that just made the footprint the same size footprint but less available for seating, just because, like I said, there's additional features that had to come in for safety and drainage and accessibility following the new DDOT regulations. The hours will be the same as we had in the previous endorsement, 10:30 a.m. until 10 p.m. during the week and 10:30 a.m. until 11 p.m. on the weekends. Essentially, other than a reduction of 3 seats, there's no real change in operations other than, like I said, a bit of the physical structure to accommodate comply with the new DDOT regulations. But essentially, it's the same thing. So for that reason, we're asking for your support for a stipulated ABC license. So that way, instead of waiting until March, we could, assuming DDOT actually issues the permit, have the streetery up and operating, within a couple of weeks. Of course, when we had this idea before the snow all over the ground, it seemed, there's days in February you'd have 50 degrees every now and then. It seems like a pipe dream for now, but still, just in case, we want to be ready for the good weather as soon as possible.
Gotcha. I have a question for you that I just want to see if this has been explored. I know that they close that section down for different events and activities and things like that. They're not going to be requiring you to remove the streetery when they do those events, are they?
So up through this year, we have had to take down the streetery structure for the holiday market and things like that. It's, from what I understand, talking to licensee, it's not a very difficult process. And since it's only during the winter months anyway, and because these regulations don't even allow a cover, it almost makes sense to put it in storage from November until, February anyway. So it's really not been such an issue. I don't know if they're making plans going forward to maybe negate that, but I think from what I understand now, every time we've had a request from the city to remove or somehow alter that streetery structure for events in DC, we've been able to accommodate easily.
Okay.
It hasn't negatively impacted operations.
Okay, I was just
We
curious.
have moved it and we'll move it for the foreseeable future because it's part of the egress lane. And Nando's has been a tremendous partner because it does cause, even though it's easy, it has caused some challenges for them. And they've been so gracious with us because they are such an integral part of our community and they know the value of the holiday market. So I appreciate that. And yeah, it is a challenge for them, but they always are willing to move it for us.
Yeah, no, and then we appreciate it's always, notice given well in advance. It's not as if we have to scramble at the last minute to get things done. It's been great partners with the brand.
Got it. Awesome. And I saw the barriers that they have erected out there, the new barriers. So this is great. I'd like to move that we send a letter of support for Nando's Peri Peri and
For a stipulated license.
for their streetery endorsement and for a stipulated license.
Second,
Seconded by Commissioner Lee. All those in favor? So 4 of 4 commissioners voting in favor of that. We will get that off for you. And do you have a date for that?
No, once we have a letter in support for the ANC, we can submit our application for a stipulated ABC license, and then it's just a matter of it going to the board. And if you all can, talk to DDOT about getting the permit issued, that would be super helpful as well. But I think it's more of an IT problem than anything actually on their side.
Got it.
so we should send a letter of support for the DDOT side of it as well.
Oh no, that's already taken care of.
already
It's just
done.
a technical issue
okay,
of
good.
actually getting the permit issued. We've been approved since November.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Awesome.
But thank you for clarifying.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here, Matt.
Thanks so much. We appreciate the support.
Okay, thank you. Next on our agenda is Lagos District Restaurant and Lounge. This is at 1627 K Street Northwest. This is an APCA license 135048. This is for a new retailer's Class C restaurant with a stipulated license, which I believe their opening may be today. Oh, no.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Okay, depends on when you guys give us
16.
the green
Giving you the green light. Okay, gotcha.
announce any
Opening.
without
Awesome.
the support. That's why I'm here to have a conversation.
Good evening, Dr. Ide.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I am Nancy. We've spoken by phone several times.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome.
Yes, ma'am.
What would you like to tell us about your amazing new restaurant?
Yeah, so first of all, before we talk about the restaurant, I wanted to give you guys a little bit insight of who we are and what we do. So I'm the founder CEO of a company called the 49 Company. Our goal is to build 49 business. So this is the first. And so 49 Company own Lagos District Restaurant and Lounge LLC. We want to create jobs. Me and my team, we want to not just be the young people that are taking CVs out every day, our resume out every day to look for jobs, but we wanted to create opportunities for our community, create opportunities for our people. And also, I'm an immigrant. The old perception of an immigrant is we're coming here, we're coming to look for jobs, but no, some of us want to come here, invest our money, risk our resources, better the community, better the society, and give Americans and also, immigrants like us opportunity to excel in this beautiful country. In the next 5 years, we want to create at least 5,000 jobs. With Lagos District, we feel already we have hired about 100 people. We're sure that space alone can have 100 people, out of the street or out of, looking for jobs and hired there. And as soon as that business is launched, we're looking for the next space we want to grab and build something else there. Most of the funding for building Lagos District came from my life savings. So please, this has to work. Because if it doesn't work, I don't know how I'm going to pull off the next one, And I'm not very good at writing proposals, asking for money. I feel like when you build something and it's successful, building from there is easy. People say, oh, you did this by yourself. You put in all your money. Okay, what's the next one like? And we just build from there. So Lagos District is on K Street. We picked up the property sometime last year. We fully took over November 1. We had a target to get the restaurant ready in 3 months, which we did. It's perfectly ready. If you walk in there, you will see it's absolutely renovated. It's very upscale, very ready to accommodate people. We've been working on our food design, our drink design. So it gets to the point where we're trying to get our liquor license and get ready for a soft opening, and finally, our full opening. Then I can move to the next project. But also understand that while this is the first, it's also a learning process for me. So I've been going through different processes of achieving every goals, from getting all the license we need until we got to the liquor place. We've submitted everything they need, and they say, hey, you have to go speak with some beautiful people and tell them what you're trying to do and ask for support.
I think he's flattering. Must be talking about dancing.
I'm also letting you know that if you don't support me, I'm going to go bankrupt. So I'm here to answer whatever questions you have, and see how we can move from here.
Tell us about your hours of operation.
So we will be opening from 12 o'clock. 11 will open, but also we can take the lunch people. And so we open from 12. So from we don't open on Mondays, because Mondays we want to clean up, restock, get ready for the week. So from Tuesdays, we open from 11, and we close at 12, because Tuesday, Wednesdays. But from Thursdays, we want to take it a little bit into the night, like 2, 3 a.m. And 80% of what we're selling is food. But of course, people don't just want to eat sometime. They also want to have something to drink. We are very strict, with the types of people we're going to be allowing into the space. Maybe my background of being a clinical psychologist, there's just some details that I have to make sure is in place. So security, we're working with different people, checking out different security outfit that is submitting proposals. And there were some concerns that before I took the property, I did some research. There were some concerns that was very key.
Yes, if you do a Google search for your address.
I did.
You will.
Yes,
see,
I did.
yes.
Yes. So I want to also make sure we don't have those reoccurrence of that situation.
Yes.
And you can have my word, that's not going to happen. Not just because I own the place, but just because of the brand we are creating, it's a blueprint of everything else we want to do from here. So we're very concerned of how it works out.
That's great. And tell us about your food while we have you.
So it's Afrofusion, right? It's Afrofusion. And when I mean Afrofusion, you will definitely have wings, you definitely have lamb chops, you definitely have steak, you have salmon. But the fusion part is, my background is Nigerian. So we do a lot of jollof rice, we do a lot of beautiful spice. And so when you have the thing you're used to, like the salmon, the lamb chops, and the steak, you can try a little bit of plantain, you can try a little bit of jollof rice on the side. So it's a fusion of whatever you can find in the world, but bringing in a little bit of our spice and what makes it, Afro. Yeah.
Awesome.
So it's an Afro fusion menu.
Sounds great.
Yes, sir.
It's amazing.
And again, you mentioned the capacity.
Yes, sir.
And that will basically remain the same throughout the
Yes,
time.
we already got our certificate of occupancy, and the capacity is 60. That's what the capacity would be, 60 at a time, meaning that there won't be any time there's no more than over 60 people sitting there. but it's coming in and going out.
Yeah, of course.
It's 60. It's a 3,000 square foot that includes the kitchen.
Yeah.
You don't want to.
Yeah, that's great.
Right. You don't.
That, yeah.
And just one other thing,
Yes, sir.
are you intending to do any sort of entertainment?
Yeah. So what we have music, right? But it's more of the, I don't know if you heard the term speakeasy. So speakeasy is when you can come, you can eat, and you can still have conversation while there's music playing in the background. I mean, there might be a day where another thing I do is I book artists. I own a music festival. The last one we did was in Houston, but I'm moving all of that here so we can also capitalize. It's called Origin Festival, where we bring in international. I work with artists like Burna Boy, Davido, Whiskey. These are like great Afrobeat artists. So we take them on tour, even comedians. But in this aspect, there are times where we have some of these guys come in town and they want to stop by the restaurant and eat. Definitely, then it looks almost like we're having some sort of events, and they're definitely welcome. And we would have times like that. So those type of entertainment, events or occasion might happen, or somebody can decide to do a little bit intimate album listening. That's when the music goes a little bit high. But we're creating a system where we are having some kind of acoustic, we did some kind of acoustic padding where the music might not be filtering too much, to the outside. Maybe during the summer we could apply to allow people sit on the outside. They could sit on the outside, have their meal, have conversation, but it's not going to be like big speakers outside playing music to the street.
Okay.
We don't have that
You're not in a residential area, but the Capitol Hilton is right there.
Yes.
And actually, I would see the large hotels as a huge opportunity for the restaurant, that if you can cultivate relationships with the concierges of the Capitol Hilton and the other hotels on 16th Street.
Yes, ma'am.
That should be an excellent source of customers for you. Dr. Ide and I have had a number of really, I think, productive conversations on the phone.
Yes, ma'am.
I've already expressed, my concerns that you be set up to be successful in this location, because the location has such a history.
Yeah.
And so my concern obviously was that the crowds that were attracted before might somehow mistake you for a successor to those other guys. There are two different sets of those other guys.
With two different set of people.
Two different sets.
Yes. So whatever we have to do to, I don't think the location is cursed, but whatever we have to do to break that cycle, I'm very excited to have a productive and exciting new business in the neighborhood. So
yes, ma'am. And not to, apart from coming here to talk to you about my business, you guys have overseen this place and environment or community for a long time. I also want to get some feedbacks on some advice and things that I should look out for. And me and my team were also very open to collaborating. When we want to open on our opening day, I can communicate that final date. Like when I was being asked, when do you want to open? I said to them, respectfully, I am not going to pick a date until I come have a conversation with you people. Because I feel like that's really disrespectful. You're already advertising an opening, and the people who are overseeing this community, you've not gone to talk to them. So I also want to get feedbacks. I want to reference people that I can work with, people that we can collaborate with, and how we can be part of any forum or organization or committee where we can also give back to the society and not just, it's not about making money. Money is great, but we want to create an impact. Like I said, from here, we want to build the next business, and in the next 5 years, see if we can hit that goal of having minimum 5,000 young people and adults under our payroll who are gainfully employed. I'll be proud to do that as an immigrant. And
awesome. It's amazing. It's amazing.
It's
amazing. And just so the commissioners know, they are requesting an entertainment endorsement and alcohol carryout and delivery endorsement as well on the license.
Do you anticipate the deliveries, say, to the nearby hotels or to downtown? What sort of delivery business do you expect?
What do you mean delivery?
This is for alcohol delivery endorsement.
You applied for the endorsement to be able to do alcohol delivery.
Yeah, so that would be, I think, for when you get approved for a liquor license, there's definitely like
Yeah, there are endorsements.
Yeah, people that you're permitted to do business with. So
right.
We've not and I think that information will be supplied by the liquor board. So we've not started having a conversation with anybody yet.
Got it.
Yeah.
I move that we send a letter of support for stipulated initial Class C restaurant for the Lagos District Restaurant and Lounge.
Seconded by Commissioner Lee. And all those in favor? So four commissioners voting in favor of that. Nancy, could we assign you to draft that letter and
Oh,
send it off?
absolutely.
Okay, so that so the process would be that Nancy would draft that letter
Yes, sir.
and send to the liquor board and copy you on that.
Yes, sir.
And they have to have there's probably some other steps that you have to go through
Yes, sir.
with that, but they have to have a hearing at their next open hearing, they will hear
The hearing date's on the placard, right?
but we're asking
Yes,
for a
so
stipulated,
I
he'll
think
get it
if
sooner.
Yes.
Protest, that's when I
Yes.
probably would have.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know
Yes.
if anybody has protested yet.
What's the protest date on there? You have it up.
It's a 45 days protest period.
May,
Yeah, May something.
the March 23rd is
Yeah,
the
March
petition.
March 23rd is the deadline for
Yeah,
protests
deadline
to
for
be filed.
protest, yeah.
Okay.
So the stipulated is supposed to allow
Let you
me-
start opening
yeah,
now.
Yeah,
Yes.
if I decide to, which we want to have
Yes.
a soft opening, maybe
Yes.
first week in March.
Yeah.
The stipulated allow us to do that.
Do that. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, terrific. Thank you so much.
Thank
We'll
you
get
so
that,
much.
we'll get
Thank
that
you so
off
much.
to you and thank you, Nancy.
Yeah, and we will send a letter of invitation and communicate the date for our opening. So we would really love to have you guys come around and see what we are trying to.
We always look forward to new restaurants and establishments.
And try the food, definitely.
That's
Thank
great.
you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey,
Um,
Nancy, will you connect me with the doctor?
Yes, absolutely. I will, Lucas.
Yeah, please. That'd be awesome.
His contact information is also on the agenda.
Okay, perfect.
His email and phone number are both on the agenda.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's Lucas
Yes.
from the downtown DC Business Improvement.
Yeah, I would
Yes.
love to connect. I am an old restaurateur, but I also do a lot of public activations around music and culture. So would love to
Yeah,
connect.
and the downtown bid is your friend for sure.
Awesome. Next on our agenda, we have Commissioner Groth giving us a report on the status of a 2B support protest.
Yes.
I don't know how to say that.
So ANC 2B in DuPont Circle is protesting the license renewal of the Onyx Rooftop Lounge in the 1800 block of M Street Northwest, which is across the street from my SMD, which gives us great weight and standing and all of that. We passed a letter of support of that protest last month. Last Wednesday, I spent 4 hours online in the protest hearing, and we did not finish. So the continuation is yet to be scheduled sometime in March, because they have declined the mediation. It clearly did not yield a result, and they have declined they had previously agreed verbally to a community agreement. And then Oh, yeah, thank you.
Sorry.
Sorry, not on camera.
Thank you, Thomas.
There we go. Okay.
We are. Good.
At any rate, there was a very long testimony from an acoustic sound engineer, which was extremely interesting. I learned a lot on behalf of our commission, and we may want to engage him in the future to investigate future situations. From our point of view, the two precedents that we want to uphold and be in solidarity with are one about any sound system from a summer garden on a rooftop. Open air rooftop gardens, as we well know, are very problematic. You have no way of knowing where or how far the sound will travel. And so mitigating the impact of that on residents is the first issue. The second issue is being aware of the office conversions that are very nearby, even though there are not current residents, there are about to be hundreds of them. So the precedent of protecting imminent residential establishments is very much at play in this liquor license protest. So I just wanted to report out for the record.
Awesome.
Since I'm the designated representative for this, and I will be back to testify under oath and be cross-examined. It's like it is a real trial.
What, why I'm asking this, what happened to our protest of the other, they didn't show and it was dismissed.
Correct.
Got it. Okay, perfect.
And that was the protest of a license to expand from restaurant to tavern.
Got it.
License, and their representative did not show up at the roll call hearing.
Got it.
So it didn't go forward.
Okay, thank you for that. I appreciate that update.
I'm very grateful now that it didn't go forward, now that I've seen one of these up close and
I
personal.
know. Thomas and I know all about that.
My goodness, if you get to that point, it's already
6 hours?
4 hours. And I was the next witness that would have been called. And I said, you know what, I'll come back because you're going to have to continue this anyway. Partly because I want to see how this ends. So
Awesome. Well, thank you for that update. As I had indicated, the two transportation and public space items have been asked to be postponed until our March meeting. I have also received notice that under planning, zoning, environment, and historic preservation, that 503, 517 H Street has requested a postponement until March as well.
Okay.
Is there any other business?
I guess we'll put on the agenda the proclamation for Joanne Newhouse.
Yes,
next-
we'd
next
have
month.
we'd have to write that in advance. Yes.
yeah, so you will draft something.
I'll draft something.
And once you send it, then I'll put it on the next month's agenda.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And where are we with the job description? Who's going to post? How is that going to work?
I know I have a neighbor that expressed interest where he's currently already an administrator for another ANC.
Oh, excellent. If
and-
he knows the portals.
Right.
Yeah.
But
let's get it posted and we'll reach out and get everyone together.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, awesome. With no other items on the agenda, I'd like to move that we adjourn.
Second.
Seconded. Okay, our next meeting will be Tuesday, March 10th, 2026 at 6 p.m. in this room and online as well. Thank you all so very much for joining us this evening and have a great warm up over the next couple of days. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Library's busy.
Well, it's postponing. I'll tell you in a minute. Michael.